Hello, hello, everyone.
Woo!
And we are doing Chill Stream tonight. Uh, Chill Stream is because we did the Victory Royale on the Dead Space, and we succeeded, and so I get one night where I get to play a chill non-spoop game, and it makes me happy. I was gonna do Into the Abyss again, but then it needed an update, and I was like, fuck, because my D&D game ran late. So yeah, I'm just double checking I'm streaming in Discord. I am.
Yep.
And so we will be doing this. We're mostly just going to be, the main draw tonight is going to be the chatting. But hey.
Yep. So if anyone has anything interesting they want to talk about, let's hear it.
Yes. I'm just going to load this one, because this one's the farm I play at work sometimes. Maybe. Don't tell my boss.
I already told him.
Well,
I got to work at home today.
Oh yeah, because you're a plumber.
Yeah. Had to fucking fix a leaky shower valve. Technically two of them, but yeah. It's not a big deal with Lord Gramos. It's been dripping for a while, and water runs out the handle when you turn it on, so I just had to replace all the O-rings and washers.
I would like to introduce you to my animals. This is Brisket. This is Steak.
I at least appreciate the names, but
this
otherwise
is T-Bone. This is Milkshake. This is Nugget. I'm trying to find my other chicken. The other chicken has disappeared. Oh wait, found him. This is Scrambled.
This game was always too peaceful for my liking. I need death and destruction and heavy artillery.
I mean, fair. In all honesty, I was... But right before the stream, I was debating either this game or I was gonna do, like, probably Darktide. But then I was like, wait a second, if I was gonna do Darktide, I should have put out a call earlier to people to come join me. But yeah.
We'd probably still get a hell of a flock.
I mean, fair. Could kind of switch, because I did title it as just Chill Stream.
Yeah, 40k is also not known for its chill.
I mean, fair, but I find the violence quite enjoyable.
True.
You know what? You know what?
I've been dealing with 40k shit all day, just cleaning up all the bits on the sprues I've been having all day.
Alright, give me a second. Fuck it.
No.
We're doing it. We're doing it live.
What? We're doing it live?
I'll switch over to Darktide.
Okay, we're just gonna go murder people.
Look, I got to enjoy the nice peaceful music for like a minute or two. Alright, I'm just putting it back to the intro. Be right back. Haha, psych. Never mind. I need to do it live because I just realized the game captures in this one. So, haha. Thankfully, you guys don't see anything while I'm doing this.
Oh, they see your user screen, man. That's some
They
really rad
see a
stuff you
black
got going.
screen and my little
They do
mousy
not.
mouse.
I see it. Don't worry about it.
Yes. I just came from a free-for-all game that was for my players for 5e. And as a fun thing, we do it every 5 levels in our campaign. This is the 3rd time we've done it. They were level 15. And normally it's like an arena of randomness and random bullshit. Like, the first one had the deck of many things in the center. The second one had my own potion of potion in the center. And this time, there was a salmon. It was the Holy Avenger. It was a salmon with the stats of the Holy Avenger.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Sorry, I stepped away to let my dog back in real quick.
Yeah. Dark Tide is just loading up now, so you guys will get a not black screen shortly. Sorry. Okay, here we go. Game captures, properties. Dark Tide. Done. All right. The moment. Hey! Can you guys see it? Is it coming through? Although...
Can you hear the voices too?
Why is, like, my mouse thing so big? What the fuck?
Mm.
Is it, like, in some...
There it is. No.
Oh, it's, like, weirdly blurry.
It's also way in the corner on the Twitch thing.
Oh, why is it Tiny Dark Tide? 1 second.
Tiny Tide. We're playing Tiny Tide tonight, folks.
Yeah, let me... well, haha. Let me, try to launch it again. Because... apparently it decided to fuck up. This time I don't need to fuck with the game capture thing, though. So the moment it comes up, we'll be good.
Oh, this is also a fitting game. I've been finishing off building what's left of the Imperial Guard army I've had on with the backlog.
God. Fuck. I have a lot of 40k stuff that I'd need to finish up. Because, like, I have some OG guardsmen, and, like, the Imperial Guard's cool.
Define OG.
The not new Cadian models.
So, like, because that can be a new kit for some of us.
Fair. And then I have
Stream in Discord, or Mav.
yes, fine, fuck.
Or I'll beat your kneecaps.
Beat them, no balls. Wait,
I don't want to watch what the rest of these peasants are watching.
Okay, there we go.
I would say thank you, but that's gratitude, and I just don't do that.
I will give this to the Dark Tide, because, like, definitely big flaws with the game. There's definitely flaws to it. But god damn is it not satisfying to wade into the fucking horde. Like, it's just that hit of dopamine.
I find it kind of interesting that 4 guardsmen, even if they're all ogre and can take on that many plague-infested cultists, and poxwalkers, and fucking plague. What's the name of their demons?
Poxwalkers.
No,
not poxwalkers, plague bearers.
Yeah, that one.
You don't actually fight plague bearers in this, though.
You don't fight plague bearers?
No. I know, it's really weird and surprising, because, like, there's a Beast of Nurgle, but there isn't poxwalkers. Yeah. And that's, like, super strange to me. Yes. So I have 2 characters. I have the Loot Goblin, who's a sharpshooter, and then I have my first character that I made, which is just Maverick Man.
Maverick Man, the preacher who has questionable loyalties.
Questionable loyalties. Very fun to play. I'm just going to do the sharpshooter. Because sharpshooter has the fun bangy gun. The gun that go bang. And thank you to all those who are joining tonight. Even though it's not our normal, like, horror stuff, it is the thing of people said to tell me to relax, so I am.
Relax as we step into the 41st millennium.
Yes. Also, I'm so...
Ethernet has cheered 69 bits.
Thank you kindly. I'm getting a black screen. It isn't just you guys chat, just letting you know. Oh, there we go. Thank you. Thank you for the bits. I do know the next game I will be playing, though. Inspired by Brookie's video and watching the initial bit of it, I'll be playing Signalis. It seems...
What's Signalis?
Think of, like, the OG Resident Evil, like, 1 and 2. It's, like, pretty, like, in that vein style of gameplay, but it seems to lean into some of, like, the horror stuff pretty well. Also,
Oh yes, now I remember because I remembered making fun of you for it.
yes, because it has a vaguely anime art style.
Vaguely anime. That sounds like someone trying to sell like anime to a non-anime fan.
No, I mean it's like it's probably like a more Western person imitating the anime art style is what I was meaning. Although I think it was made in like one of the German speaking countries.
Um, okay, that's actually quite a few of them.
Yeah, that's why I'm like not certain. These are all so good.
Who's going to be joining Mav on his murder crusade? I don't know.
Currently it's kind of open question mark.
Yeah,
But also just kind of murdering with you guys.
not me. My computer couldn't run this game.
That's fair. I'm also just kind of chilling with the chat. It's just
Yep.
it's chill night. We not worried about that. We not worried about anything. Worries? What's that?
Um,
Look,
I don't.
if we could, we'd turn on the infinite ammo cheat and just be like, what
Just
ammo?
running good. Yeah.
Ammo? Oof, infinite.
I mean, this is the chill stream.
Yes. And yes, we will be starting Signalis next week, which will be fun.
Oh yeah. But yeah, mainly just trying to get all these damn bits off the sprues and throw all the old sprues away and get them out of the damn house.
Yeah, that's fair.
Probably bag them up and sell some of the bits too.
I'm always terrible with like I always tend to keep the sprues.
I did for a while, and then I had like an entire closet dedicated to old sprues, and I decided to throw them all out.
That hurts me, but I understand.
Yeah. I mean, I got the bits off of them first, but I just threw all the sprues away.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really collect 40k actively anymore. I mean, I have some of the Primera stuff because I would like really considered getting in at one point. But I remember I was like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna get into it, and then ninth edition dropped like the next week or something, and I
Yep.
was like, I'm not buying a fucking Space Marine book.
Yeah, I didn't have a kick in the quad. What? Your body's gone. This is most distressing. Yes, Commissar, I found the heretic. His body's gone too. Off to a great start, Maverick. Maverick?
Oh, I muted myself accidentally. God damn it. I apologize. I don't know how long that's been. I've been talking this whole time. But yes.
Yeah. No, you haven't.
I said that you were getting ahead of yourself with that accusation, sir.
Boo.
Why are you booing
Yes,
me?
Commissar, he's making puns. I believe, according to the Imperial Infantryman's Primer, that is against regulations.
Fun in this Imperium? How dare you?
According to the Uplifting Primer, your extremities are to be removed and left to bled out.
Actually, that doesn't sound far off. That could be accurate.
Yep. I actually got the Infantryman's Handbook somewhere. It's probably way over there, though.
Yes.
I usually bring it as a good luck charm to my 40k games when I occasionally play it these days.
Mm-hmm. The one thing I do look forward to showing and sharing with the chat is the bolter, because it is so satisfying to use in this. I can't put it down. It's just the best.
Upward Thinking would like to ask if you have any interest in seeing if the Ox would like to join you in murdering heretics. This is Dark Tide if the screen ever wants to stop being black.
Yes, is loading again.
Yeah.
It seems to be not happy that I'm streaming it, which I mean, fair. I don't have the best of PCs, but... Oh.
Oh. Let's see if you load your body in this time.
Yeah, the main issue with getting other people in right now is I think I'd have to, like, add people for that, and
Oh, look at
there could be a lot of people.
Individual seats.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't even cheap out and go with the just standard one bench.
I'd like to think that all Valkyries only have 4 seats. And it's just like drawing straws for who has to stand.
Yeah, there's 4 guys sitting down, and then the rest of 8 of you are gonna have to stand.
Wait, this is a 4 guardsman squad. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. The all guardsman party. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how many were good loyal guardsmen and brought proper las guns.
I didn't.
I know you did, you heretic.
Mm. Look, there's like 1 or 2 las guns that I like, but the bolter is too much fun.
I don't know, Maverick.
Oh.
All las guns are created equally in the eyes of the Emperor.
Well, I got him.
I would hope so. Mag dumping into him like that.
Oh, fuck. That was a lit. This is going great.
Here's
this
a
is
squad automatic heavy gunner. I don't know. The new Cadian sergeants can bring a drum-fed auto gun. That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Bring the born soldier's discipline, and it's way better than a fucking bolt gun. Which is weird.
Yeah, but just fountains of blood.
I'll be right back. My dinner didn't heat all the way through.
Oh no. Oh, that's a flamethrower. Oh. Oh, jeez. Oh. Let's cut him in half. Fucking fountain of blood. Yeah,
What are your other squad mates armed with?
Seems like
Auto gun.
Auto gun. I know there's a las gun, I think, because... Yeah, I got a power sword. Yeah. Yeah. PC isn't the happiest, so I know it's not the best frame rate. I do apologize.
Yeah. I'm kind of disappointed that there was no PvP ever developed for this.
I mean, honestly, like, PvP would just be, like, over and done within, like, seconds.
Yep.
Ooh, that guy got some fucking lift.
Explosions do that, Maverick.
Yeah, you fuck. I'm accurate, I promise.
Oh, this Wednesday, though, I had my first game of the new Guard Codex. I was a dick and brought all tanks for 1,500 points.
That's pretty funny. Not gonna
Can
lie.
confirm 6 Russes and 2 Dorns kick ass.
I like how atmospheric the game is with the fucking
Yeah.
lights off. Shit's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was Lord Grimace. How many tanks was that? 8 total. 2 Dorns, 6 Russes. I ran 2 of them as Vanquisher and 1 as a TC. And then the rest were just bog standard Russes. I do have a picture I need to show you later, Maverick. I took the extra battle cannons from the Dorn and put it on a regular Russ, and it makes it look so much better. How many men died? I lost 1 tank and almost half of another, and in turn, I tabled my poor Lamenter's opponent by turn 3.
They really are Lamenters.
Yeah, they were. They couldn't roll for shit.
Oh, no, that's a wall.
As for that, I lost 1 Russ, and I had another one take almost half wounds. Almost. Turns out, Russes make very good screening for the Dorn tanks.
You see, I got a surprise for him. I said no.
It's called death.
Yeah. Look, if you say no, they legally can't hurt you.
I don't believe there's laws in the 41st millennium.
No, there are laws. There's just too many laws.
In exchange for how many Space Marines? Oh, fuck. I don't know. I killed 20 of them in the first turn. Along with 2 Dreadnoughts and a Vindicator.
Yeah, tabletop is not proportional to...
No. Well, that and like every single weapon I had was multiple damage. So they really got fucked.
Yes, this is correct.
Yeah.
I remember in 7th edition when I played the most, anytime I saw a battle cannon, I cried as a Space Marine.
Yeah, you're a Marine player, weren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, I laughed. I laughed so hard.
Because that was when if something had double your toughness, it instantly killed.
Death.
No matter how many wounds you had. And I normally ran character balls.
Not around my Russes, you fucking didn't.
Well, not for long.
Yeah.
The only counter I had was a Psyker who was casting a spell to make himself tougher. Which brought up...
Lord Gramos, I'm a Marine and an Orc player. I started with Marines right as 6th edition ended. And then around middle of 7th I started picking up guard armies, and then I think I've got a problem. I've now got like 4 different guard armies.
God, so chunky explosions. This is why I use this.
I try to flavor all of my guard armies differently, so they all feel different on the tabletop.
Yeah, the one thing I know I will build eventually, that I've shared with you in the chat a few times, is a list that I made that has 18 Sentinels at the 2,000 points with a Baneblade.
Yeah.
Because fuck them, that's why.
I think my new Cadian army is all going to be mechanized, and I'm running 3 Rogel Dorns in that list.
Oh, there isn't actually anything.
I know a lot of people have been griping about Dorns, but I've also seen that a lot of them only play 1, and their opponent sees the new tank and freaks out and shoots it with everything.
I don't know. I still think a lot of the stuff GW releases is a bit overpowered.
Yep.
So, yeah. Honestly, I'm always just, like, sitting there like, I miss 7th. I miss 7th edition.
I miss 8th, to be honest.
The thing
Early 8th is when 40k was pretty good to me.
8th definitely had the flaw of, it's just a, hey, murder everything.
Yeah.
Table your opponent. is the objective.
That's honestly always kind of been a problem. But yeah, I missed third and second. Unfortunately, I never got to play those, so I can't miss something I never played.
Yep. Ow. Huh. Well, he's dead.
Yes, I know the power creep is intentional. Honestly, the Dorn does not replace the Russ all that well. Point for point, they're both still very, very good options. I think point for point, the Dorn wins out on firepower, but the Russ wins out on toughness, oddly enough.
Yeah.
Imperial Fist successors, yep. I knew I liked you for a good reason, Lord Grievous. And then a Wog, Kefloof, my own guard regiments, the 452 Haldor Siege Line, and the 984th New Tomorrow's Light Infantry. That's a mouthful. I also have an Imperial Fist successor chapter that I homebrewed. I creatively named them the Onyx Marines, due to their black and blue armor. And then for guard regiments, I have the 64th Siege, the 13th Void Corps, the 1st Aventine Royal, and I think I'm naming this one the 11th Acadian Mechanized.
Yeah.
Oh, then I have the 525th drop platoon, because I do have some scions that I run. Cauterizing, standing by.
Yeah. My guys, I just called them the fucking Ghost Marines because they didn't have insignia. I know it's...
They're called Black Shields, Mav.
What?
Black Shields. Marines without insignia.
Huh. I actually didn't know that one.
That was actually during the Horus Heresy, when a Legionnaire was ashamed to wear his original Legion colors. He became a Black Shield.
Well,
the foundation of the Death Watch actually was started by some Black Shields, along with the Grey Knights, oddly enough.
I'm gonna go try to team kill this guy. For insubordination.
Entire regiments of them. I don't know about regiments of Marines. I don't think they've ever used that term. They were always pretty keen on Legion chapter, company.
God damn it, this doesn't do enough to combat it.
You should go piss off the
demon host would kill me. You know what?
Go piss it off. Pet. Remember my sacrifice.
Yeah.
Why didn't you shoot it?
Because now, after it kills me, it should go to the next nearest person, which should be him.
Okay.
Due to the difficulty, it'll kill the two of us, and then disappear.
Oh, that's rotten.
It's rotten, but it's what I needed to do. They lost me!
Soldiers, you idiot.
Look, it worked. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm a genius.
Okay.
Genius.
I mean,
Look,
agree to disagree.
look, I solved the problem creatively.
By throwing bodies at it? That sounds like the Imperial Guard way, man. Your corpse god can't save you. Well,
I'll pick up
it
this guy.
seems like
He'll at
I've
least
been
draw
saved.
aggro. Oh, I can see his health bar. That's fun.
Evening. Race.
Good evening.
This is just kind of a chill stream, so yeah, we've been bullshitting about mainly 40k right now.
Oh fuck, it's the really cool sword. Just fucking stay in there. Oh fuck. Because I know melee is more effective against the shield. I think. Ow!
Yeah, I can confirm the new battle cannons that came with the Dorn, which are kind of useless for it. Because the oppressor cannon is just the way to go.
Yeah. Are they really not just... Oh no.
The twin battle cannon's just not that good.
I mean, yeah, I heard that.
I mean, if they literally just made it a twinned battle cannon, it would have been a lot better. But they decided that they were going to reduce the number of shots it gets and just give it better AP, which I didn't understand. Yeah, I used to have too many armies. Yeah. Definitely feeling that. Hell, my Marines haven't even seen combat in over 2 years.
Wait. Oh god. They really... Oh no. Honestly, the biggest heartbreaker is that guy just fucking AFK'd. Although the other two people were a little silly for not rezzing me before or after. Although I was a bit too aggressive.
Well, it happens, man. It happens.
There we go.
Just
Died.
beating him.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh no!
The heretics won!
The chunky salsa!
You have failed the Emperor, Mav.
I think they did.
Well, yeah, but you were part of that team.
I don't know what you mean.
You were part of that team.
If there was a sign I can't read.
To be fair, Chaos makes a strong argument here. I personally do not care for Chaos. I know a lot of people say, well, it liberates you from the chains of the Imperium, but yeah, you're now mind-owned by a demon.
Yeah.
Like, there's now... You couldn't turn against the demon if you wanted to. I don't know. But I don't know. I just don't care for Chaos too much. I like blowing them up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, damn it. It's gonna take a second because it needs to load.
Yes, you're quite correct to making bacon. Enslave the Imperium, enslave the Chaos. Either way, you're screwed. Yes, but I like the nice, clean military aesthetic of the Imperial Guard.
Yeah, it's like, do you want to be fucked up the ass and have a terrible life, or do brutal labor and have a terrible life?
Night Out, we don't know where his torso went. I assume he gave it to a dark god and is now in league with the enemy.
Look, I lost in a game to a ratling.
A ratling stole it. Those fucking bastards.
I believe it.
There ain't no rattlings in this army. The Underhill gang strikes again.
Mm.
I actually did just finish off that podcast, so that's actually pretty good.
Is that the Magistratum Mundanus?
Yes, the Magistratum Mundanus.
Nice. God. It just makes me think of my stories from Only War. Because Only War is the system I'm more familiar with. Where I played a medic. It was Private Voss.
Private Voss. I never actually played any of the 40k RPGs.
It was a good time. And Private Voss was really fun because he was like that, like fresh out of boot camp. Like he saluted a private first class.
Well, yeah. If you don't salute a superior, you're gonna get flogged.
Yeah. They kept telling him to stop because they were in a war zone.
Yeah. Listen to your veterans, folks. Listen to your veterans.
And the even better part is he slowly just started collecting weapons and then making modifications because I was like, his intelligence is really high to boost up his medical. And so he ended up having like a half-decent like mechanical or tinkering role. So his primary weapon was 2 plasma guns that he found that were poor quality, that he then duct taped together and fucked up in the process so it wasn't even twin linked. And if he missed with it, it vented plasma very violently.
Yeah.
He then continued to use it, and it never missed once. And it just murdered things.
Yeah.
Eventually, it got to the point where it was said that the gun fired without me pulling the trigger at some enemies, and the gun would hiss at people.
The machine spirit craves blood, man.
When I was offered a replacement plasma gun, I set it on the ground, and it then started venting plasma. and hissing.
Then it melted through the planet's core.
Yeah. I believe tortured machine spirit was said. Something like that. Could have been a demon. Didn't figure that one out.
Probably best not to ask questions.
Look, the stormtrooper in our squad kept refusing to let me weld a melt-a-gun under his hotshot lasgun for some reason.
Well, the hotshot lasgun's already a beast of a weapon.
Yeah, but then what if they have even more armor?
I don't. It's gonna chew through it. It's a hell gun, man.
Fair. Yeah, I had the...
No, Riven, where Mav is playing Dark Tide as a relaxing stream tonight.
Yeah. And we're just kind of chilling and chatting. Oh, that's a demon host.
Shoot it, Maverick.
I almost did.
I need to buy like a few more chimeras.
That's the trap.
Yeah. But I need to finish off my mechanized list.
Good old stabby.
Fortunately for chimeras, they're cheap enough online usually.
Oh,
and
hey,
they're not
weird
like,
book.
don't worry about the weird book. Honestly, Mav, I'm reporting you to the commissary. You picked up the weird book.
Look, I am the loot goblin. Not just a loot goblin, the loot goblin. If I can... Look, if I could pick it up, it was meant to be taken.
Yeah.
Oh, hi there!
Eat Kraken bolts! Oh wait, you're a guardsman, they don't trust you with those. Oh wait, 40k forgot how to be fun. Those aren't even really a thing in the tabletop anymore.
Like how the Ogren were just like fist fighting and I was just like, Bert.
Yeah. Modern 40k makes me sad.
What in 40k?
Just how it is right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Apparently they shut down their social media pages.
Honestly,
I
I'd
don't know if
believe
that's
it.
right. We're just going back to the bad times. That's okay, folks.
Yeah, because like several of the models they've come out with are definitely neat, but like, in all honesty, the only one that I think I liked was the Brutalis Dreadnought.
I think Games Workshop needs to keep worrying about the models and make the models, but I think they should make it. They should outsource the rules making portion.
Shank him. Honestly, I think they need to go back to kind of like... They need to spend more time on the additions. In that, like...
Oh, what, instead of only lasting 2 years?
Yeah.
If that?
Yeah. I think that that's way too quick.
Oh, that and the problem of running into late 8th edition, I needed like 5 books to run my Imperial Guard, and that was just retarded.
Yeah, and now you need like 17 different like rules erratas or
Yeah,
Q&As and
there's
stuff.
shit. The Guard Codex has been out for officially what, a month?
Yeah.
And the FAQ already changed pretty substantially on how some of the guard things work.
Yeah, and it's just like, let me buy book, and then book is it.
Book is now irrelevant because the rules are no longer relevant.
Just kind of sweeping.
Honestly, if GW wanted to milk fanboys for more money, I think they should lower their prices.
Honestly, yeah, like their prices are like to the point where like they aren't even
Like, even a steady 20% drop in cost right now would have so many people bulk buying shit, it'd be retarded.
yeah, like you wouldn't end up with people buying less Warhammer. What they do is people who are less into Warhammer would be more inclined to buy models.
Making Bacon has a good point. Wahapedia is a better rule source than the actual book. Yes, it is. Yeah, instead, yes, we have an annual price increases, like the one that's going to come out in a couple days.
Yeah. Honestly, actually, no, the prices have gone up pretty badly. I was about to say, compared to like regular inflation, it hasn't been as comparatively terrible as it could have been, but
I got into 40k, what? A little over 10 years ago, and when I got into 40k, you could buy a box of 20 guardsmen for $30. A box of 10 guardsmen costs $50 today.
yeah.
10.
For me, a box of Space Marines cost $50 when I first got in, and now they cost, I think, $65.
When I got in Space Marines, it was $39.50 for a box of 10.
Fair. I'm in Canada, though, so forgive me.
Oh, yeah. Gross. You're in a place that's not real.
Violence.
Yes, they did. Honestly, Games Workshop did a lot of things. Let's switch over to a new one. How about BattleTech? I love BattleTech. Anyone got any good mech customization ideas?
Honestly, the biggest thing about BattleTech that got me into it is just how much cheaper it was compared to Warhammer.
Yeah. Don't trust me. Don't worry. I planted all the seeds as soon as the uproar at the cease and desist for all the YouTube content creators for 40K. After that big uproar, I managed to recruit so many people over to BattleTech. It was stupid. You only need 4 models to have a full army for BattleTech? Yep. Yes.
You actually only need 1.
Also technically true.
Yeah. Like in all
I think my first thing was I showed people the buy-in on the box of armored combat.
Yep. And like, that's just flat a good deal. Oh
Also
god!
True. Shunsign Temple says technically 0, you just need the rules, and you can use tokens for the rest.
Yeah, that's true. I know...
Hell, in the Total Warfare book, it actually even says, hey, if you don't have models, use this.
Yeah, my one friend likes locusts, so I keep giving him all the cardboard locusts I get. So, like, he has, I think, 4 different locusts.
Yes, upward thinking. They don't break your kneecaps for using proxies. They actually give you a rulebook to create all your own units if you want to. The 2020 Tech Manual is a must for someone like me. I actually got 2 mechs right here on my desk that I built out of plastic card that I run occasionally, and they're just completely original designs. I got the Raju and the Haragar.
The Raju. I don't know why the Raju sounds like an even worse version of the Rakshasa. That.
The Raju is named after a Shinto lightning god. It is a 75-ton mech using 3025 level technology that rocks an SRM-6, 2 medium lasers, and a hatchet. It runs at 5.8. Most people looked at this and decided it was really stupid until they faced it on the tabletop. Yeah, Death Ray Designs is a good one for infantry. I also really like their selection of combat vehicles.
Cool. The meta pack would be useful if I didn't have book.
Honestly, right now I'm looking for either an STL for my buddy to print the Poe tank or a good proxy for the Poe tank, because I just want to start churning them out by the companies.
One of the... Oh, fucking fantastic. One of the ones that I want to do, one that we talked about, was like the completely mech guard. In that, like, all of their vehicles and stuff are just proxies that have legs. I don't remember the name specifically.
The Poe, the Poe is a 60-ton tank made by the Capellan Confederation. 2 machine guns and an AC-10. They are dirt cheap and stupid. Long story short is you can just field company upon company of these things. Sorry, you were saying, Matt? The mech guard?
I forget.
That's okay.
Oh, yeah, just completely mech guard and that all the vehicles have legs, not treads.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we definitely spent a long conversation just showing, like, hey, I found this STL file. Hey, I found this.
Yeah, and, like, I found, like, all the stuff and I was like, okay, this is actually pretty cool. And I'm also, at the same time, really disappointed with what a lot of people have for, like, Sentinel options, because most of them are either
Yeah.
just like pretty much the exact same as the Games Workshop one, or
Oh, you've seen the March of my Schmallies.
oh yeah, I like your
March of the
schmallies, but
Yeah, I love the Schmallies.
I need ammo. Yes, bullets.
But yes, Vecron says it's compelling, which means it's sad. Yes, but it is also cheap. I never said I was compelling. I just
Look,
really like some of their designs
look,
because you can build an army on a budget.
yeah, I don't like Capellans, but I do like their stuff. Thankfully,
Oh.
those aren't mutually exclusive.
Yeah. But we've already had the argument of it with like Vindicator versus Griffin. Honestly, I'll go for a Griffin 2 in every day. Well, no, because it's technically lost tech mainly.
I go for the Vindicator pretty much every day. I really like it. I like PPCs. It can use it effectively. It has jump jets if it needs them, and it has a bit more close range stuff if it gets to that range.
Who goes there?
Ah,
Hello.
hello.
He left.
Oh
Who
no,
the fuck is that?
I don't know. In all honesty, it could have. This happens sometimes in the Legion, where sometimes people just like see something and just join the channel, if it's like a game, and like they see someone streaming it. So they could have saw that I was streaming Dark Tide, and it was like,
Yeah.
just like wanted to join in, which happens.
It might have been just Psyduck.
This is fair. Psyduck is cool. Psyduck, if you're in chat, you cool.
I don't know. The profile picture was a duck, but it wasn't with the one I was always associate with Psyduck, so
I don't know how many ducks we have.
not too many. Not enough old guard.
God, I love that.
I mean, how old is your profile picture? Like it's
I've had it
been that
for
since I've been in the Legion.
yeah, I've had it like this for like a year now. Mine is just a falcon with like the falcon cap on with googly eyes glued to it, and then I put a Christmas hat on it as a joke on Easter, I think.
And mine's ripped straight from the box art of a War Games Atlantic model kit, the Les Grognard. One thing I'd love to know is what was Catalyst smoking when they did the sculpt for the Annihilator? I don't know. I don't know who did the sculpt for the Annihilator. It's out of my price range.
Yeah, the only sculpt that I want to get really bad right now is the Black Knight that has the sword.
Oh, that little resin one they put together a while back. Do they still sell that?
I don't think so. It was like a limited one, so probably not.
Just sold your Vestroyan army that was made from the Les Grognard kit. Yes, the Les Grognard kit is actually the basis for my Aventine 1st Royal Regiment. Homebrew designed by their navy blue and gray armor. That's about it. Went very heavy with artillery with it, so. Well, of course I did. You can find those on Etsy that look pretty sick. You even have a shield. Yes, the Red Reaper one. The Red Reaper Black Knight model. The one with the shield and sword.
Ooh. Yes, I will have to look that up.
That's for people who like the later era. Next Kickstarter for this Battletech, I believe, was March 23rd, unless they changed it.
Get this guy up.
Yeah. I also saw the new mech packs. I don't know when they're going to come out. With the Snords Irregulars, and I think they called them the Legacy Mech Pack. I don't know. It has the Mackie, it has the Battle Axe, it has a few other older mechs in it. Pretty nice.
Honestly,
all I know is all the Snords Irregulars because it has a different variant of the Highlander.
Oh, fuck. Honestly, I was just really interested in the Snords Irregulars just because it's Snords Irregulars. And I was like, that's
yeah,
cool as
they
fuck.
actually have a Frankenmech in that one, too. So yeah, the Frankenmech is pretty interesting. What was the other ones in the Snords Irregulars? Was it a guillotine?
It's a guillotine in the middle.
I don't give a shit. I'm
It's like,
I'm from the Midwest. I don't give a shit.
It's like, I'm not French.
I'll call it Champagne too.
Look, be careful, otherwise Greg might guillotine you.
You'd have to find me first. That and he already kicks my ass in Nebula, so it's all fair.
This is fair. I like, anytime I play Nebulous, even if he's in the game, I barely see him. Because he's like normally playing like smaller boats on the edge of things, and I'm always in like the thick of it.
He's been running a pair of Oxford cruisers, very similar to the ones I run recently. It's pretty interesting.
These ruffians dare engage me in non-bolter range.
But yeah, I'm curious about what other vehicles are going to be in the new Kickstarter because, as contrary as it may sound, I'm not a fan of like strikes and demolishers and stuff.
That's the one here.
I do kind of like the Ontos, though. I think I saw that they previewed that.
There's a lot of different neat mechs.
Oh, I was talking about the combat vehicles they were doing.
Honestly fair, I also want vehicles. Personally, I really like the Scorpion light tank. I think it's funny.
I have a couple of those, yeah.
And I think the idea of taking like 10 of them and just gun lining it is also very funny. And just letting them at range, and then if they try to get close, you just drive away.
Yeah, and then the Saladin shows up and blows your ass away.
Yes, but this is assuming they aren't using vehicles, because they're nerds who use mechs.
Oh, then I bring the PPC Brawler K2 and blow your ass away.
Then you just use speed. The drug and the movement.
I'll just say, the Scorpion ain't outrunning some of the mechs I'm sending after it. An Exterminator does very good against Scorpions. No love for the Manicore? I like the Manicore. It's just one of those heavy tanks, all line or heavy rounders.
Yeah.
Bulldogs are also nice. I like them. Large laser and 2 SRM4s. The Strike's alright. It's never seemed that interesting to me.
Shrike, which one's that?
The 3 PPC one.
Oh, the Shrek.
Yeah, the Shrek. Yeah.
I really like the Shrek. I do like it. I'm honestly a big fan of PPCs, just period. They are, I think, my favorite weapon.
I like Pattons. I like Rommels. I like Zhukovs. I like autocannon tanks. I like tanks with autocannons on them.
fair.
AC2, Patton's not armed with an AC2, it's armed with an AC10.
No.
It does have 51 points of frontal armor, though. So get through that, motherfucker. What my experience, a Patton usually just ends up getting immobilized, and it spends the rest of the game being a turret in the middle of the battlefield. Because you have to dedicate some pretty serious firepower to remove it.
I remember there was one time where I fucking floored it with an SRM carrier so hard, it lost control and ended up accidentally ramming an enemy. Which was great.
Oh yeah, the skidding.
Yeah. Because
That's all.
if you have a... You can skid intentionally, and it's really funny. Because...
the funniest things to skid is low-flying beetles or a Savannah Master.
Yeah. I was just fucking gunning it, and yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff you could do with BattleTech.
By the power of cocaine, I have done it.
Yes. Yeah, like, I'm still kind of fucking around with, like, the balancing and some of the stuff for, like, the bugs I'm working on. And one of the, like, I'm working on, like, different melee weapons and stuff, because I was like, I want to give them melee weapons, but most of the base melee weapons are just kind of boring.
Yeah.
And
another hilarious thing you can do is hidden infantry deployment and just have a bunch of infantry with AC-20 field guns hidden out there. That's hilarious. It's like, you walked into my ambush. Eat 2 AC-20s.
Yes, try to... Yeah, parry this, you fucking...
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I got this, which, well, neat.
Yeah, Chris, the only problem with doing the SRM carrier with the hidden, like, engines off rule is you have to have an opponent that also does tactical operations. Not everyone likes tact ops for some reason. I do, but that's because, well, that's nuts. As for the SRM carrier, it also is extremely limited because it does not have a turret.
Yes, it is just forward.
It is just Claymore Roomba.
Yeah, it is just Claymore Roomba.
Yeah.
LRM carriers, yeah. I really like, though.
They're alright. I'm not a huge LRM guy, though.
I'm gonna swap
I do like missiles, but it's usually short-range missiles, medium-range missiles, or Arrow 4. Yes, the SRM carrier is definitely the Doomba.
Yes. God. Yeah, LRM carriers are what you take if you actually want to have a missile carrier that's effective. SRM carriers you take if you want to see the world burn.
Out of curiosity, what's the best way for infantry record sheets? I normally use SSW for my sheets, and Megamax interface is Greek to me. I just use the ones provided by Catalyst Game Labs. It's pretty easy, pretty straightforward. F-Stungon Bullet just prescribed with Twitch Prime.
Oh, thank you. I greatly appreciate it.
And then someone used quote 3. Sometimes, or someone farted. Excellent. Text, Command & Conquer Remastered.
Yes, this happens sometimes.
SRM carriers with Inferno are spicy. Yes. Did you know you can also take Arrow 4 with Inferno?
What?
It lights a section of the map on fire for the rest of the game.
But there's other things that would be better suited to it.
Why? You can also take Arrow 4 smoke rounds, which pretty much is deployable heavy cover.
Okay,
It's pretty hilarious.
hear me out here. Fuck smoke rounds and trying to deal with that.
Why?
I'm pretty sure that's similar to like the fire rules, and oh god.
I just use smoke rounds and just hide behind a curtain of smoke for a few rounds while my awesomes get in range.
I mean, if it's an awesome, it's already in range.
No, it's more of get a bead, hide them while they just get in position, stuff like that.
Yeah, fair.
Anti-personnel long tom. Yeah, that's alright.
God, I remember cackling when I realized that for the bugs, because acid spewers were like a consistent thing through them. I laughed when I realized that it just fucking wipes melee unit, or not melee, infantry units.
Yep.
It's treated as blast, I think.
Everyone laughs till the agreement gets the Dan go away juice.
Yeah.
Today with AgriMech with Dan, we're going to have infantry go away juice.
Yeah, which, I mean, fair. If I was an infantryman and I got hit with acid, I'd be like, alright, I'm gonna head out.
Yeah, head out of life.
Yeah.
I also, one of my buddies custom made like this horrifying clan aerospace fighter that had like 6 ER PPCs and enough heat sinks to stay cold, and it was like 4,000 battle value.
Oh,
So as a
God.
retort, I made an air force of like 200 battle value fighters. Just outnumbered him like 40 to 1. Well, it was like 20 to 1, but still, all they are armed with is like an SRM-6, and some of them had the anti-air Arrow 4 missile underslung
Why
it.
the fuck did they have the SRM-6 in a fucking aerospace?
Yeah.
When you
No,
want
actually,
to...
a conventional fighter. It was a conventional
God,
fighter.
that's like
It wasn't even
having...
an aerospace.
Yeah, that's like having dumbfire rockets for dogfights. That's the...
Yep.
What the fuck?
Yep. It worked.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
You should see the anti-mecha Zeppelin I made for one of my buddies.
Oh my god, that's great.
It is a 300-ton Zeppelin that is armed with 10 PPCs.
Jesus, 300 tons. Would it be able to fucking fly?
A third of its weight is dedicated to heat sinks.
For obvious reasons.
Yep. It's fucking hilarious. No, that's not even as big as blimps can get. They can get to like 1,000 tons. It's nuts.
Yeah.
The only downside is it's got like side armor 26, so it pops like nothing.
Button, 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 go.
Blimps can't do a lot. Normally what happens if you don't bring air assets, it just fires PPCs down on you until you cry. But if you bring out an air asset to counter it, you just shoot it down turn 1. It's pretty fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Making some custom vehicles, hover tanks, and wheeled tanks with auto cannons and UACs, respectively. The next custom vehicle probably on my docket is something to carry my battle armor squads in battle. I know you can't use those blimps on all planets. That's why it doesn't show up. Honestly, it hasn't showed up in a while.
You know what? Fuck that. Use the blimp on the moon. Who's gonna stop you? God?
Yeah, God can't stop me on the moon. Not with a blimp.
Exactly. Does God have a blimp? That's what I thought.
Funniest custom vehicle I've made was the manned torpedo. I'm just saying, you can have subnautic infantry riding the black of a plesiosaur in BattleTech. It's fucking hilarious. What doesn't God need with a blimp?
Look, the Bible too, now with blimps.
Now with blimps. One sec, making a quote. After you're done making that quote, quote that.
I applied murder. Excuse you. That wasn't nice.
Strangely, the most effective vehicle we got are VTOLs armed with AMS, anti-missile systems. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh, that's actually a really neat idea.
Yeah, put it on a ferret. Like, ferrets are like 5-ton VTOLs. They're nuts. One of my favorite things to do recently is put a tag on a Savannah Master and have my Aero 4 heavy trucks in the back just start dropping hate on things. I've never seen people more terrified of Savannah Masters in my life.
Look, even with the tag, though.
What about it?
I'm like, honestly, I've barely ever seen an Aero 4 missile fucking hit. Long toms all the way.
What do you mean you've never seen an Aero 4 missile hit?
Normally
Were they using the homing munitions? That's considered standard.
Oh, okay. Homing munitions, maybe, but...
That's what tag's for. If I hit the target with a tag, then by the time an Aero 4 missile arrives, it hits on a 4-up, essentially, a 2d6. Like, they hit hard. Yes, I know it's possible to get tagged armed infantry, but tagged armed infantry don't move 20 hexes in a turn.
Yes. Infantry also don't explode when you look at them. Sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, the Savannah Master, if it gets hit, it's toast. Yeah, city fighting with infantry with tag would suck awfully.
If you had enough tags pointed at the same thing, could you kill someone?
No, tags don't do damage.
Yeah, but with enough laser pointers, like, eventually you'll set something on fire.
Yeah. Infantry are cheap until the locusts with the 4 machine guns show up and just start eating them all.
Yum, 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 yum.
Yeah. Someone laughed at my 4 machine gun locust until I shot his infantry with them. I was like, yeah, this is what I brought it for. I know flamethrowers are better, but you know. Yes, tag is a laser designator. It has its own special phase. That takes place right before the actual shooting phase. I don't know what you're thinking, upward thinking. The Locust is a big, strong mech. Fucking love the Locust.
God, fuck, why is all the dogs here?
Who let the dogs out? Who? Who? Who?
Who let the dogs out? I'll fucking cut their nuts off.
Locust is a lifestyle.
Yeah. Again, Locust pilots are the craziest fucking people. Actually, no, that's wrong. Flea pilots are.
Yeah.
Fleas don't have ejection systems.
The Davion tried to make a PPC carrying Locust.
I love it.
It is a thing.
I need to look this up because I would actually use that.
I use them in BattleTech, Hairbrain Schemes BattleTech all the time. I just drop all the armor and give it a PPC. That's it.
Does it have any armor left?
Nope, no armor.
What the fuck?
Doesn't need armor. Nope, it was not a light PPC. They dropped the engine quality and it carried a full PPC. The Davions dropped the engine quality down, so it's now a 711 runner, and gave it a PPC with 1.5 tons of armor.
711 is the Locust base.
No, 812 is. Base Locust is an 812, my friend.
I am almost certain it is not.
I am 100% certain that it is. I play with Locusts frequently. Making Bacon has confirmed 812-0.
Oh, damn, okay.
Yep. It's like dogfighting in a mech, dude. It's pretty fun. Jenners are 711. They're just like big Locusts.
Yeah.
Or would that be more the Cicada?
Oh, blessed med station. Oh, not flaming that.
Using 3025 tech, you can make an intersphere mech move at... Was it 914 and still be armed with a medium laser? It's pretty stupid.
Yeah, you can do
If I
some.
were allowed to build a military in the periphery that could afford several assault regiments, I would spend it and get a bunch of semi-reliable lights, mediums, or just infinite locusts. It's a Franco-mech, but I've got a dream build for a Wolverine chassis. It is for the discerning customer who doesn't like other people having any money at all. It's anti-elemental, 696, 2 ER mediums, C stolen, 4 SRM, 4 10 MGs, and Wolverine, blah, 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 Maniacal Laugh not included, would make Hilarious Cloud. Maniacal Laugh.
Oh, that was pretty good.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one. I can also do an Evil Clown Laugh, but I actually need to prepare for that one.
Alright, we'll wait. We're patient.
God damn it. Like every time I'm about to do it, it's like I'm worried that it's not going to come out right.
Gupping. Oh shit.
There we go. Lord Commissar Eisenhower just subscribed to the tier 1.
Hey, thank you.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's like I have to get my vocal cords in the right fucking spot for it.
Yeah. Scared the child.
Yeah, apparently people are scared. No, she wants back in my lap.
Ah, yes.
Ugh.
I have a...
What are you guys talking? Oh Lord, Jesus Christ, bizarre. What are you guys talking about? Nothing wrong here.
Look, it's okay, guys. I have an eviscerator. I am ready to chainsaw the taint.
No, you're not.
Button.
I want to get into the tabletop, but I can't leave my city. No car. Need advice.
Oh, yeah.
Take a McLab. It is all online.
Yep. Mega Mech is pretty much just straight tabletop.
Yep.
If you can't get that, cry. In all honesty, the other kind of best thing to do would just be to kind of found your own group.
Good evening, people. 7
evening.
months, baby. Yeah. That's Commissar Eisenhart.
Hey, thank you.
Yes, Mega Mech is the simple way.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. My dog wants outside again.
Trying to dodge and stuff. I'm out of the habits of the zealot. Cause like if you slide, they'll actually miss you.
If you aren't spending over 1 million C-bills for each 100 battle value, you're really trying to be part of the problem. I'm not an expensive mech guy. I think the most expensive mech I typically run is the Highlander 732.
I don't know. Like, I can run some expensive stuff sometimes. It depends on the purpose. Generally, though, I'm pretty happy with most mid-range things.
Yeah.
Like, I still remember the argument from Wargamer Fitz, a really nice YouTuber, where he made the argument that the best thing to fight the clans with the Inner Sphere is medium mechs. Because they have just enough staying power and also just enough firepower to actually pose a threat.
I've learned this about any clan mech. A 75-ton mech can only mount so much armor.
Yes, this is true.
Every weight class has the maximum amount of armor it can bring. So if you can just out-cheap the enemy at every fucking turn, you can outnumber him in firepower and just blow his
the
ass
enemy
away.
might deal double your damage, but do they have twice the hit points of your team?
Yeah, I'm gonna lose a lot of mechs, but you're gonna lose all of your mechs.
If you ever need armor for points, the dragon is here for you.
Oh, I don't like the dragon.
I don't either, but it is a heavy thing that has a fair bit of armor.
I'm just gonna bring a Thunderbolt.
I think it's actually a fair bit cheaper than T-bolts.
Probably, but the T-Bolt that brings 13 tons of armor.
I don't think the dragon's far
What
off.
do you do that you don't like me? It's nothing about just you. It's all dragons, really.
You're just...
There's someone named Dragon Man.
Look.
Probably you need more than
don't
two
listen to
on his-
him, Dragon Man. I think you're a great meat shield.
Oh. Chris agreed, but at the same time, it cost a fucking premium to actually get a clan mech into clan stat line.
I hear something behind me. Applying toasties. Look, sometimes
Let's-
seeing is cringe. Who needs to see? What are you
And
trying
even
to
if
see?
you're not going off battle value, just C-bill cost alone for clan mechs will bury your ass.
Honestly, yeah, the only decent argument to get clan tech is honestly just fighting them. Because you can acquire clan tech that way relatively easily. Or for C-bill value, that is.
I don't believe in clan technology. I just don't. It's more expensive. It's more. Yeah, it's lighter typically. Yeah, it's more firepower, but it also comes with the battle val cost, the C-bill cost. It's just.
Clan double heat sink, and most of their laser weapons though are just so nice.
Yeah, but double heat sinks are just fine for inner sphere stuff, and they're cheaper.
Yeah, but
yeah, they
you
space.
fight one Nova, and then you have enough ER medium laser clan to fit a whole fucking lance.
Besides, I think someone brought up their Wolverine that was their anti-elemental one. If I'm making an anti-elemental mech, it's a 55 tonner, and it's just going to be a 55 tonner with as many medium pulse lasers as it can bring.
Counterpoint: anti-elemental demolisher.
Yeah, but here's the reason I'm going to say the pulse laser. It does 6 points of damage for an inner sphere pulse laser. It's relatively short ranged, yeah, but the reason I say 55 ton mech is a elemental has 11 points of damage that it can take before it dies. Mm-hmm. So a 55 ton mech can kick an elemental to death in one go. One kick, one dead elemental. And the reason I go with medium pulse lasers is if two of them hit one elemental, that's a dead elemental without too much overkill.
Fair point.
So that's why I'd say that the other alternative is PPCs at SRM6. Or maybe an LBX autocannon. Hit it with a PPC, and then that last point of damage gets picked off by an autocannon pellet.
How about this? Counterpoint: an LB2.
Why an LB2? Because you have a chance that you won't hit it.
Because I want to inconvenience you. You only get shotgun.
With MGs is LT and elemental. Is for that each weapon hit, the elemental should make a conscious check. And yeah, the reason for the 55 ton Wolverine is also it's a Wolverine. Yes. Yeah, the clanners get mad at Wolverine. Which is why there's this like called the Conjurer or some shit.
Honestly fair.
Or no, it's not the Conjurer, it's is it the Conjurer? Fuck, I don't remember.
Something like that.
Yep. Thank you for backing me up on that one. Make it big. Sometimes I'm just bleh.
Oh, that's a really good
I was originally going to Sarnet to prove another point. Lord Commissar Eisenhorn has redeemed a water drink.
Oh, thank you. I was actually getting pretty thirsty.
Me too, Maverick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of really different, neat options you could do with BattleTech. Again, I've been focusing pretty heavily on the melee spectrum as of recently, but that's just because what I was doing.
Yeah, never doubt Rock'em Sock'em Robot.
Yeah.
Just a 30-ton mech with a hatchet and triple strength Meomer is strong enough to punch the head off an enemy mech.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking hilarious. And if you give him a good enough pilot, you can make a called shot to the head pretty easily.
Mm-hmm. I will make this bolter holier. Bah. Ooh, I actually got one of the best things for a bolter: reload speed, because you'll honestly you'll starve to death before you finish reloading a fucking bolter.
Yeah.
I'll still use this one for a little, just because I need...
Alright, so I went ahead and pulled up this mech. It is a Shadow Cat, one of the clan mechs I actually kind of enjoy a little bit.
I don't like
and it's a
clan
45
mechs.
ton mech.
Likes
I
clan mech.
don't. But the reason I'm bringing this one up is its battle value is 2,156. And that is not including a Gunnery 3 Piloting 4 pilot. To get that, you have to multiply that by 1.32. That being said, for a little bit more battle value, at 220, 200 or 2227, I can get a Highlander. So a Shadowcat is armed with a Gauss rifle, 2 ER medium lasers, and 1 active probe. My Highlander is armed with a Gauss rifle, an LRM-20, 2 medium lasers, and an SRM-6. Not to mention, that Shadowcat is only bringing a 45-ton mech worth of armor, whereas my Highlander is bringing a 90-ton mech worth of armor.
Yeah. What the Shadowcat should do to win that engagement is just stay at the outer end of its Gauss rifle range, and sprint, so that, because most clan mechs have the ability to get a +3 to shoot them, well, they only get a +2. Most Inner Sphere mechs can't do that. Unless
here's the problem, though, is you're also assuming that that range will be uninterrupted by, say, terrain.
Oh no, it can be. Absolutely can be, but
it will be.
The clanner in that situation has the opportunity to move. They have a lot more movement.
We rebuilt a map from Tukian with the fucking Murder Canyon. That was a hell of a fun fight.
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, that's how they would have to play it to win. That's what I was meaning. I wouldn't say that they'd win every time.
I'm curious, Bizarre, you and I seem to share pretty similar mech tastes. Thoughts and uses for the Shadowhawk in your mind? Drop the LRM-5 and the SRM-2 for an SRM-6, and then I'm happy with the Shadowhawk.
Yeah.
Run them up there, get in brawl.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm just... Shadowhawk's meh. It's okay. It's
the one of the things that I've heard is it's always consistent in that it'll be doing damage or something.
I both like and dislike the Shadowhawk. Which variant of the Shadowhawk? 3052, the newly released one. I'm usually going off the 3025 tech era stuff because that's the one I usually care. That's the one I play the most. It's the one I like the most. So, simple tech for simple brains.
This is fair.
But no, the reason I usually give it. We have Nullarak Throw and subscribed at tier 1. They've subscribed for 10 months.
It's always appreciated.
The 3052 is the only 5510 mech that's got Indo-Senil and no XL. Yep, I do not like XL engines at all. They're awful. Don't use them.
Yeah, Inner Sphere wise, yeah, no.
Clanner, you can use them. Inner Sphere, don't do it. They're stupid. I hate it. Don't do it.
I mean, there's
I like the clan ones.
I mean, honestly, sometimes maybe for Inner Sphere, but I still wouldn't. Because, like, Inner Sphere, you can sometimes, like, make it work, but it normally isn't worth it.
The Shadowhawk is an okay mech, and the reason I say it's okay is it's 55 tons, it's around, I want to say it's a 1,032 battle value off the top of my head. It's got an AC-5, medium laser, LRM-5, SRM-2. A good mix of weapons. It strikes me as a good training mech. Hey, here play with a menagerie of weapons. See what kind of weapon system you like. However, for slightly less battle value and even money, I can get a Centurion. And I will take a Centurion every time.
Yeah, the Centurion's armor is just a bit thinner.
It is a bit thinner, but I also have... I like AC-10. I like the LRM-10. They pair very well together. You can stay at a nice skirmish range all day with the fucking Centurion. But for the Shadowhawk, I go the exact opposite, and I just drop its LRM. I think LRM-5 is kind of useless. And the SRM-2 is a little small for an SRM rack.
Yeah.
It has a low missile cluster rating for its size.
I think...
Whereas the SRM-6 has a high missile cluster rating for its size.
I think it does rather well against light mechs. But against, like...
the Shadowhawk, yes.
Against, like, medium mechs, it starts to lose a bit of effectiveness, and then against heavies, it's, like, pissing in the wind.
Another good thing you can do to the Shadowhawk to make it a little more desirable to me is remove the AC-5 for a large laser. Every time I see the AC-5, I can make an argument almost every time that dropping it for a large laser is typically a good idea.
Fair. Cost-wise, I believe it is a fair bit more expensive, though.
Possibly, yeah. But you also eliminate a lot of the ammo dependency.
Fair.
But yeah, that's what I would do with a 30-25 level Tech Era Shadowhawk. Essentially, what I do to it at the end, do you really have a Shadowhawk in the end? But at the same time, I'm like, but now you have a fast medium mech at 5.84.
Yeah, most of the builds that make it good just pretty much turn it into a Wolverine.
Yeah. The Von Falkenstein is not a good mech. Its weapon loadout, all its mobility is not much better than a Hunchback. Its jump is pitiful. It has less armor, and yes, drop to AC-5 for large, and switch missiles from 6 better in the instance. Oh, 5.83. My bad. But yes, the fact that it does have some jump capability makes it okay. I usually drop the jump capability for more armor.
I do the same.
I typically just turn the Shadowhawk into a brawler, but that fits into my playstyle a lot better.
Yeah. I'm not normally a fan of jump jets, and most of the time I don't really use them. I honestly, they just feel the most useful for getting around, like, terrible terrain.
Mechs that I take that I consider needs a jump jet. I like the Spider. It's really fucking retarded, but I like the Spider.
Oh yeah, for the Spider it works. But the Spider's also one of those weird mechs where
jump jets only become useful when you get 5. Agree and disagree. Jump jets can be useful at almost any bracket, and that is purely for the fact that you can jump up a cliff face pretty quickly.
Yeah. Also, DFAs are then an option, and DFAs don't care about the range that you do them from.
Yeah. AC-5, I believe, is 8 tons. Yes, and then on top of that, whatever ammo you give it.
Yeah.
Typically only a ton, because I think that's 25 shots.
Also,
if a mech puts 25 shots in a game, that's a long game.
It is endlessly funny to me now, the concept of, yeah, you could take one jump jet as an assault mech, and if you're in melee range, you could just say fuck you and DFA them.
Yep, DFA.
With a single jump jet.
The custom mech I made here, it's a 100-tonner, the Harager. It is armed with 2 SRM-6s, 2 large lasers, and an AC-20. It's got 18 tons of armor, and a trio of jump jets. It is slightly more expensive than a stock Atlas. Oh, and it's got 18 heat sinks, so it can run and fire its 2 large lasers without building up heat, or run and fire all of its short-range weapons without heat.
Yeah.
Or if you're willing to cook a little bit, fire
One
Alpha
of the
Strike.
things about the Awesome that I think people don't think about is just because of all of its heat sinks, critting it is actually really difficult. because you are very likely, when you crit it, to just crit a heat sink. It soaks up so much space just having all those heat sinks.
It's a pretty durable mech, and that's if you can chew through all of its armor. I don't lose my awesomes very often, that's for certain.
Yeah. Awesomes are very good mechs. I like PPC, and lots of PPC is great.
That's terrifying. The jump jets are also good for crossing a river, given that you don't need to make piloting checks and can't run through water. Yes. The Awesome does do its name very proud. The Awesome is a very good mech. That's why I have 3.
Yeah.
The Awesome isn't my favorite assault. It isn't my favorite mech.
Yeah.
It's my favorite mech goes to the Highlander.
Honestly, this is a really weird thing to say. I think the Awesome complements heavy lances fantastically. But I think an Awesome going up against several of the other assault mechs isn't actually the best.
No,
matchup.
I use the Awesome to form the back of my front line. That is the linchpin of my front line.
Yeah. Because, like, I love Awesomes on paper, but every time I've had them and seen them, like, face off against other assaults, they just don't do as well.
They're not assault mech hunters. They're a frontline brawler. They are designed to fit into a front line. Do not leave your Awesomes unsupported. They will fail.
As I just remember one time where I was fighting Tex in his Awesome, and I did end up losing because I was fighting him in a Warhammer. I was in a Gargoyle, I think. And after that happened, there was one of the clan pilots who had ejected earlier, and Tex was like, I want to stomp on him. And then he missed the kick, and then he fell down, and then he threw armor crit his leg. And then the Awesome then got slower.
Yeah. Part of the reason I like the Highlander so much is the first game I used one, it dueled off against a Black Knight, and I caused the Black Knight to fall over, and the pilot went unconscious. I then DFA'd it the next round and landed squarely on its head.
Fair.
And I was like, fuck, that was such a good game.
Yeah. Like, the Hellbringer for the clans, that became swiftly one of my favorite clan mechs. Just because of the first game that I used it in, I got, I think it was 2 different headshots. Mm-hmm. One of which was a Black Knight who was completely fresh, who had just, like, cooked himself and shut down. And I was able to take an aimed shot at his head because he was shut down and I had a targeting computer.
Nice.
And it was just a clean shot. It was the only thing that hit him, and it just took his head off.
Marauder has always been my favorite mech. I do like Marauder, but I usually do a few modifications to it. Usually dropping PPCs for large lasers.
Honestly, I love how the Marauder looks. It is one of my favorite mechs for looks. It makes me want to cry for how it actually performs.
You do not like the Hellbringer - Loki. 120 points of armor on a 65 tonner is a smidgen too thin. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty thin armor. That's definitely true. Yeah. But the amount of weapons it carries is hilarious.
That's also the reason why I'm also not overly caring about the Warhammer. I like the Warhammer, but it never makes the mainstay of my front line.
Yeah. In all honesty, if I were to make an adjustment to the Hellbringer / Loki, I'd just take off the SRM6 and probably the A-pods, and then use that all for armor.
I get you, Bizarre. That's part why I love the Valkyrie. It was the part I was on the losing end of a game, and my Valkyrie took a shot at my opponent's Battlemaster. It scored an LRM Scored 2 tech on the LRM and knocked out both gyros, knocking the Battle Master down. I can't be knocking it out. Yeah, the Valkyrie is. It's kind of a crappy mech, but I just like it. Like it's just got the medium laser and it's got the LRM-10. And I'm not an LRM guy, but for some reason I like the Valkyrie. I keep using it even though I don't overly care about it sometimes.
Yeah.
That being said, though, I love that it killed a Battle Master because I fucking hate the Battle Master.
The Battle Master is actually a really solid mech, though. Like,
Yeah, but I don't like the Battle. I just don't like it. I've never had good luck with it.
I don't know. I've had it face mulch too many things.
I faced it down with an awesome, and the awesome just beats the brakes off of it every time.
Oh, I one of my first games with it, I just fucking melted an awesome.
Yeah, maybe with an exception of a Locust or 1M. Yeah, but the Locust 1M is so fragile. What's other like dumb mechs that I like? I don't know. I can find a job for just about every mech.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
Like, I'm to the point where, like, most mechs, I'm just like, Jesus fuck.
Abandon all hope. The urban mech. Yeah, I don't like the urban mech. My favorite urban mech is the crushed one under the new Highlander sculpt.
Honestly, I like the urban mech, but I like it as, like, kind of like a gun line type thing. And honestly, tanks would be better suited for that.
Yep. I would take a tank over an urban mech every day.
That man took 2 bolter shots. He couldn't take 3. We found the limit.
If you play with mech quirks, the urban mech is great because it's height 1. So is a tank. I like the idea of an urban mech, but not its gameplay. Okay, I do like one urban mech. It's the urban Aero 4. Because I need something to carry the damn urban Aero 4, and an urban mech, an Aero 4 does not care about the speed of its chassis.
Hear me out. The clan Irby, but just give it talons and armor.
What is a clan Irby?
The urban mech IIC.
Is that an actual thing?
Yes. I remember it from Mech Warrior 4 Mercenaries.
Then again, I'll take a Catapult C3. C3 is a good one. Honestly, as far as Catapult goes, I go for the K2. Almost every time, I'd go for the K2. There is an Urban Mech 2C. Oh god.
Yep.
Ugh.
Don't remember what it's armed with base. I don't remember it being that, like, extraordinary.
So you're all madmen. Yes, yes we are. Yeah, because the frontline mechs I usually pick is... My favorite lances to usually run is an Awesome, a Catapult K2, a Thunderbolt, and a Centurion. And that is my, kind of like my heavy assault frontline lance.
We have all of the health. We are unkillable.
I'll be right back. My dog wants back in.
Fair. Yeah. Thank you all for coming tonight, though, regardless. It's always fun to do this, even if I'm not doing the regular horror stuff. This is always a really nice thing to do, and it's always just been really positive for me. So thank you all. I shall keep being stupid for as long as you shall have me. And they all died.
Alright, let's see. K2. Archer for missile boat.
Yeah, I like the archer compared to the catapult.
I do SRMs. I just fucking SRM it up.
I mean, also fair.
As I said, when it comes to mech, I'm very much a close quarters kind of person. Like, my PPC mechs are going to get right up into that short range, and they're going to keep you there as long as they can. We had a new guy in our weekly Battletech game pilot. A Devastator opening turn, headshot 2 clan mechs in the head with 2 Chaos Rangers. That sounds such bad luck for the clanners.
Yeah.
Is there a thing where a different mech is disguised as the urban mech? I don't know. I always considered the... Is it the Flashman? No, the Imp to be the Big Brother urban mech.
Oh, yeah. A thing that I was gonna do in a campaign, a Battletech campaign I was gonna run at one point, was have a farming area that they were moving through with their mechs. Suddenly they'd realize that most of the farm silo are just deactivated urban mechs, and they all start powering on.
The real trick is to swap out the fusion for a fuel cell engine for the Irby. SRMs and medium lasers are honestly king of the battlefield. Yeah, for the most part. That's the kind of the weapon combo I constantly gravitate back to is the medium lasers and SRM.
I don't know. I gravitate to some. I really like PPCs. LRMs are really nice. I like autocannon 10s. They're pretty they're pretty slick. Like them quite a bit.
The reason I say that though is if I only have, say, 6 tons for weapons, 2 medium lasers and an SRM6 with 110 ammo is what I'm almost always going to go with. That is just a good, nice little combo of weapons for any mech. And if you have more available tonnage than that, then you add more weapons. 3 heavy machine guns and 2 light PPCs. I don't know why everyone likes light PPCs. The original did it best.
Honestly, yeah, I'm not a fan of. I don't remember liking the light PPC.
Yeah, the original PPCs just did it best.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't played this since they put out the update that gives loot for every one mission.
Yeah, I just honestly I just occasionally come back to it and play a bit. It's just kind of mindless slaughter game.
1 large, 1 medium for a bit more range play, though does a little bit at less alpha strike. Yeah, that's also a fairly good combination. I like large lasers.
Mm-hmm. Large lasers are pretty damn good.
Yeah. Trying to remember the name of the super catapult with the 2 big drums on it. Yep, Night Owl told you that is the longbow. 2 LRM 20s, 2 LRM 5s. It just does LRM. I beat the holy hell out of it with the Raju. It was funny. I actually have a picture of that. I think I showed Matt once. That was actually a good round with that, because the Raju ran up, turn 1, punched a stinger right in the machine gun ammo bin, causing it to explode. The Raju then went right back into the rear line of my opponent, punched the arm off of a Panther, ran past an urban mech, and just started wailing on a poor undefended longbow. It was pretty stupid, pretty hilarious. And it was so good I had to get a picture of it. The Raju is the dumbest little thing I've ever made for around 1,000 battle value.
Oh god.
The longbow could profit from dropping the 2 fivers for 2 additional tons of ammo, 2 meads, and a ton of armor. It could. But then again, the longbow is specifically... It has a very specific mission profile, and I like that it dedicates to it.
Yeah. Personally, though, I'd still rather take like an LRM 10 than 2 5s.
I would never use it, but I've seen people like it and use it effectively. But once the Raju gets past your front line, it's over. He is the quintessential cavalry mech. If you really want all the missiles, try the Viking. Now, I will up you. This is a clan mech called the Bane, and it has a variant that has like 8 LRM-15s.
Oh god.
It is retarded. I think the Inner call it the Kraken, and for good reason.
I made my own custom clan mech for a specific campaign, and in it, I had a Daiichi with 4 streak LRM-20s. And that was fun.
Yeah, I forget the clan does the streak LRM, which, honestly, if LRM was streak, I'd probably like it more. But I don't do clan shit, so... The Bane 3, yep. Thank you, I'll abandon all hope. Ah, yes, the Bane the Kraken is an assault class outside my budget. Yeah.
Honestly, if you want funny hee assault mech go burr, take a stalker, remove the LRMs, slap SRMs in there, give it armor and heat sinks.
Yep.
And then if you want to be even spicier or want to burn yourself less, take out the large lasers and slap in meads, and then take heat sinks.
The only time I used a stalker was in the Harebrained Schemes Battletech, and I dropped all of its regular weaponry for 2 LRM-20s and 2 LRM-15s. It is really dumb.
The one time I used a stalker in tabletop, I was then banned from using a stalker because I had accidentally set my push-to-talk key in Mega Mech to F. F is Alpha Strike. I Alpha Strike 3 turns in a row. And this was the fancy Star League stalker, so it had ER weapons.
Oh, yeah.
So, it actually didn't help for cooling me down, it just meant I generated more heat. I reached 48 heat.
NC Silicone. So, yeah, but can you get that stalker into firing range? 3.5 does sound like a really slow mech, and it really is, but at the same time, it's gonna get there.
Yeah, and if you just keep the large lasers on it, that gives it a bit of teeth at range. Because it can still fire those most of the time.
And also, you gotta keep in mind, no, I've never played a game of Battletech where, well, that's not true. I've played a few games of Battletech where I used a mech that was one-on-one fighting. I usually use a battle buddy system where I pair mechs up with each other and I try to complement each other's strengths well.
Yeah.
.48 heat is basically auto self-exploding. Yep.
Yeah, I actually did manage to not explode, though. Because keep in mind, 30 is the max on the heat rating. And I went, fucking over 50% above that. I should have exploded, but I didn't. Because I fell over, when I shut down in a lake and killed all the fish. Because boiled them.
Yeah. You know, Inferno ammo has a separate heat chart. Turns out you oops goes in one. You also need to roll on the regular ammo explosion marks as well. Dang, my mech builder does not work right now. I just used the 2020 tech manual and I just memorized all this bullshit.
Oh, god damn it.
I have my quick build chart that I made using basic tech level. I made essentially a quick mech build sheet. So if I come up with an idea for a mech, I can go, okay, I want 2 large lasers, the ability to fire these 2 large lasers while running without building no heat whatsoever, and a minimum of 10 tons of armor. I can find the exact mech chassis or the mech size that would work best for that mech idea. It's kind of a neat little gimmick. But I also build a lot of mechs in my free time.
God fucking...
Wait, 2020, not like 30-30 or 40-40? No, it's... They refer to the date when that manual came out, so it was the 2020 tech manual. It's the most recent tech manual. It does a lot more than building mechs. You can build most every unit in BattleTech with it. There is a few that you can't, but you just have to buy the tactical operations, advanced units, and equipment, and it will give you the rest of the options, essentially. This Dark Age version uses an endo-composite structure to free weight. Each arm
You
carries
lost me at Dark Age.
Yeah, rotary AC2s. Left and right torso each carry an LRM-10. Yeah, I get it. Like, the Dark Age, you can get a lot of crazy shit going on, but at the same time, if I remember correctly, is the lore, Dark Age mechs become hard again. Like, they come hard to maintain, they get hard to build, hard to modify. You can even build jump ships and drop ships. Yes, you can also build Zeppelins. Or, as they're called, airships. But that's not as fun to say. In TAC Ops, I think there's an expanded heat chart that goes all the way up to 50 or 60. Yes.
Oh, neat.
Yes. There's also the updated...
Quick, someone tell us what...
You can get a Zeppelin anywhere from 5 tons to 3,000, if I remember correctly.
Now that we know it exists, someone tell me what 46 heat is on that.
I'll have to go get my TAC Ops book.
Do it. Haha. We are free. We've escaped him.
I'm back.
No.
My desk is built into the bookshelf, nerd.
Such good, just bloody explosions.
Alrighty, so 46 is shutdown avoid result on a 20+.
How the fuck is that possible?
At 45, ammo explosion just happens. 44, system failure avoid result on a 10+. A 43 is a -8 movement points. 42 is avoid shutdown on 18+. 41 is a +6 modifier to fire. And 40 is a avoid ammo explosion on a result of 12.
Yeah, I should have died because that was a stalker and it had fuckloads of ammo.
Yeah.
And the guy who's running the battle mentioned that in his testing, the AI kept killing itself with that stalker.
Avoid shutdown pilot skill rating modifiers. Yeah, even with the piloting skill, it doesn't affect the modifier that much. I think plus 20 is pretty much telling me you just shut down, dude.
I mean, fair.
I don't know, I could be missing something. Oh, okay, no, it also takes into further, like, veteran pilot modifiers and stuff like that. So you can get, like, a -5 appropriate modifier, like, for a veteran pilot.
Any chance we'll take this place back from the heretics?
Better to know where they are. At least that's running theory.
Copy that.
I don't know, I'll have to read more on that.
But very dead. We've answered the question.
Yeah, you would be super dead. Like, at 45 heat, you just auto-explode.
Mm-hmm. Turbo.
Unless you don't have ammo.
Which, again, stalker. Explode for 40 days.
Yep.
Man. Stalker's one of those mechs that's just like, how many heat sinks can you give it? And it's just
Yeah.
like, I will take all of them and still need more.
You are all forgetting Case. Yes, but Case still damages your mech.
It actually might have had case now that I think about it.
Okay.
I'm more used to you alive than dead.
So yeah, my pilot might have survived that. The fucking...
Case is for people who bring too much ammo.
Honestly, yeah, I never really take case in Intersphere mechs. Most of the time I'm just like, I'd rather
Yeah.
have like heat sinks or more armor. Case is like, I have a half-ton left and don't want to put on a small laser.
Which means I'm going to put on the small laser, because of course I am. That's also why I then never usually take anything more than a half-ton of ammo for the MG. I regularly go through a full ton of MG. Do you hot-load your machine guns? Could be doable with a twin 20 and twins if you feed more force systems from the same ammo ranges. Is technically possible since LRM, unlike SRM, which have. That's why I do not like about the SRM6. Well, the SRM6 is there. It's just you couldn't get it on a multiple of 10, I guess. Whereas the 2 and the 4 you can. But still, like, yeah, 96 missiles would be different than that.
Holy jewels.
Yeah, so I think that's about the only problem I have with traditional BattleTech customization is the fact that your LRM is considered different ammo depending on the size of your LRM. I'd rather just take it in a pack of 120 and call it a day myself. Why does that look like it was ripped straight from Thor Ragnarok?
What does?
The Electronet.
Oh. I could kind of see that. I don't know. Look,
I mean, I wasn't aware of any Electronet in Warhammer because I had never seen a model with
to
it.
be fair, making a taser net, I imagine, wouldn't be that difficult.
No, not at all.
Just
But it is considered low tech. Well, I forgot what 40K called lost technology. Oh yeah, they don't call it anything because they forgot it. Just like how we forgot their plumbing after the Romans fell. True story. Isn't it from Necromunda? It could be. I don't play a lot of Necromunda.
honestly, yeah, I don't know what the half the shit in Necromunda.
Archaeotech! Yeah, there you go. That's the word. We did forget plumbing after the Romans kicked it. Yes, we did.
We also forgot how to make concrete, Greek fire, lots of things.
Yeah.
You don't want to know what's in there. Look, try not to think about the Eye of Terror. Not
Romans, what a bunch of bastards. But they at least built shit.
Yeah. They built things very well. And a very cursed thing that I shall now impart onto you all is Romans were the Fortnite players of their time.
Every soldier an engineer. Every engineer a soldier. Well, depending on what part of the world you're from, the Romans did either quite a bit or nothing at all.
So my team is apparently back there, busy fucking each other.
Whatever did they do for the US, they imparted a lot of their culture onto us because we are European descendant.
I mean, they didn't really impart their culture onto us, as
No.
we just adapted their culture onto ourselves. That's kind
Well,
of what happened.
For a while, a lot of Europe was actually forced into the Roman culture at Pilum Point.
This is also true.
Yeah. I mean, you should look at the pre-Roman invasion population of Gaul and the post-Roman invasion population of Gaul. We're talking about like 80% murder rate. It's pretty horrific. I mean, hell, even look at the fact that the Romans use an eagle, we use an eagle, and just about every major
You
one of these
use an
empires.
eagle. I am not Americano.
Well, that's because you use a stupid leaf
Yeah.
in your fakey country.
Yeah, because I don't use a dumb bird.
Yeah. You just use a leaf, which can't even think. Who's dumb now?
Bro, it's a leaf. What do you mean? It is one of the things that have been around on this planet the longer than any of us.
Trees are not that old. Speaking of,
Eagles aren't that old.
their dinosaurs were around.
Dinosaurs are different than fucking eagles.
Not really. Trace the lineage.
Alright, Alex Jones.
Do not call
I
me
know,
Alex
I'm joking,
Jones.
I'm joking.
God, that man is a... I'm not getting into that. I'm
Yeah.
not getting into that. I'm not getting into that.
Yep. Yep. Nope. We're not. Fuck. Let's get over here. Blast this shit.
Just keep in mind, you can have bolt guns in BattleTech because gyrojet rifle is a thing, and you can give Intersphere standard armor 2 of them. Yes, trees were around when dinosaurs were. There was, oddly enough, grass is a somewhat recent development. Think about it. Grass is a somewhat recent development. Yeah. Imagine a world without grass.
Weird.
Yep.
Ah.
But are you talking or the fucking what? The $2 coin, the toonie? Yeah.
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 Look, we have our $1 coin, and it has a goose on it, or a loon. So it's the loony, and then what do you get when it's worth 2 of them? A toonie.
Oh, the damn gun? Oh yeah, the gyrojet rifles? Yeah, no, give an Intersphere standard armor 2 gyrojet rifles, and you essentially have a discount Terminator. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty dumb.
Look, there's been several dumb things, which you're gonna have to specify.
I was talking about the Intersphere standard battle armor armed with 2 gyrojet rifles. It doesn't do shit to tanks. Tanks don't give a shit about gyrojet rifles. Hell, bolt guns don't do shit to my tanks. And 40k either.
Really, they aren't using enough of them.
I'm sorry, do you want to fight my line of tanks?
We've already established this, yes. I will fight you with 18 sentinels.
Okay. I will retort with 18 sentinels. I break!
Fucking motherfuckers!
2,
I was having such a good time!
4,
Sons of
5,
bitches!
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Get your sword out, Maverick. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Your teammate's looking like you're retarded. Oh, that was good.
God, motherfuckers.
What kind of grass are we talking about? Just grass, man.
Just grass.
There was no grass back in the dinosaur times.
I don't believe you. No. I refuse.
You don't believe me? Go look it up.
No. That's not true.
There was no grass in the dinosaur times.
That's not true. I don't... No, that's false.
God, I don't even know what's going on in the chat anymore.
Fuck, that's just like the fucking turkey facts of grass.
Can you prove that in a court of law? I don't need to. No grass.
He's like, grass? Didn't see any.
Grass didn't exist when the dinosaurs did. As if we're talking evolutionary wise, grass is a somewhat recent event.
Nope, don't believe you. This is false. Can't possibly be true.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you for recognizing its falsehood.
No, I didn't recognize just the falsehood. If anything's false, it's Canada.
I mean, it's okay. I understand as an American, it's hard
don't
to
need to
conceptualize
have
a country who's
music.
beat you in war. It's okay. I understand.
I'm like getting like yanked in several different directions right now.
Yes, you are.
No, just like trying to keep up with chat and then try to keep up with whatever you're saying. And I was like, no, Maverick's not using his brain. We don't worry about it.
Yeah, no. I don't brain good. This is normal.
Canada doesn't exist. It's still a sub. It's still a sub thing for. We did lose. Was he talking about the War of 1812 again?
No. Or wait, are you saying we lost as in like the Americans lost? Like, what do you mean?
No one won the War of 1812 except Canada because they didn't get invaded.
The thing about like I think it's that war that like America only won like a single battle and was like, yeah, we declare it a draw, and then like because
So we declared victory.
yeah, because how it started was America wanted something, sent off their
Canada.
demand to like Britain, and Britain like accepted / came to a compromise, but it was slightly after they declared war.
Well, the War of 1812 is really fun because it's told 3 different ways by 3 different countries. The United States kind of brag it up as like a refight of the War of American Independence. Canada goes, it's the time the Americans tried to invade and got their capital burnt down for their trouble. And the British kind of saw it as another front of the Napoleonic War and decided they actually just wanted to focus on Napoleon.
Yeah.
At the end of the war. So they're like, yeah, no, you want peace? We'll give you peace. And then one of the biggest, most famous battles of the War of 1812 was actually fought after it was technically over. The news just did not get there. And that was the Battle of New Orleans with Andrew Jackson.
Something like that, yeah. I want to see the last thing, and then we'll probably be ending the stream.
U.S. was pissed because giving pressing its sailor for the war against Napoleon, among other things. Well, yeah, but that's just what they did.
Look, America upsetty is not a new development.
No.
It is quite the common occurrence, in fact.
Was it a war about who has ownership of 3 little islands on a river? Are you talking about the San Juan Islands? The ones that...
Are you talking about
United States?
The ones by Vancouver that was like almost a war?
Yeah. Isn't America always upset? Yes.
Yep. Look, America, as I have said before, is 50 small countries with a hat. It's 50 small countries that decided to put together a budget to fight God. And that's about it.
No, fight for God. And for God, or whatever America says is what God wants that day.
Yes. If they decide that America wants cheeseburgers, they will go to fucking war for them. Although, I will say this, America does have the tendency to be like, to join in a competition, win a minor victory, and then just declare themselves the victor.
Yeah. Von Falkenstein says, Maverick, bolter or rapid-fire lasgun?
Ooh, I like the bolter. The bolter in this is really fun. It's just so much fun just watching them turn into paste. And just a shower of... but...
Good night, Chris.
In terms of, like, tabletop stuff, I actually kind of prefer the lasgun. The rapid-fire lasgun in this is really fun, though.
As far as lasguns go, I like the Lucius pattern. Honestly, I like a lot of the patterns of lasgun. The Cantrell, the Lucius. Just about every hell gun ever made.
Yeah, the hell guns. I like the hell guns. Sadly,
Hot
they're
shot
not.
guns.
Yeah. God. Bolt gun's just too satisfying, though.
Lucius, that's the charge version. That's the Deathcore Krieg one.
Yeah.
It's got it burns through its power pack a little quicker, but it's also semi-auto only.
Yep. That's its biggest downside, is just it's only semi-auto.
That's its best benefit.
Vaguely.
To me, they are, but I also excel with semi-automatic weapons. Tabletop hot-loaded lasguns are great. I just like lasguns, man.
Lasguns are fun.
I like the pseudo bolt-action lasgun. Yeah, those are fun.
Look, I remember when I was fighting Space Marines, and then he brought in some, like, Company of the Damned, and I was just laughing and like, haha, their saves don't change for me anyways. And I just kept shooting them.
Laslock is always an interesting idea, because I imagine it's like you put a AA battery into the fucking gun, you fire it, and you had to put a new AA in.
I imagine it's like those, like, the flash bulbs.
Yeah.
It's something like that, where it's just like the flash with the camera, and then you replace the bulb. It's just like sticking a new crystal in the gun.
Yeah. Oh, Lazlocks are dumb, but it's such a funny idea.
Yes. Yes, we have regressed in technology. We only have a semi-auto, fucking...
No, not semi-automatic, Mav. It's literally manually
Yeah.
loaded Lazlock.
Like, at that point,
Uh,
just fucking make a gun.
Falkenstein, what is your opinion about the auto guns in this game, Maverick?
I like the autoguns. The autoguns feel very satisfying. There is one variant that I think is a bit underpowered. It is back Burnt's Armory. Uh, Trying to find it. That I think it's this one, where it's like really fast rate of fire, but they like cut its damage so hard that like it keeps up with the others, but it chews through its ammo so much faster. So it's not that good. All the other ones are really satisfying. The only way that the autoguns are kind of lacking is they don't do that well against most of the bigger targets.
I don't know. As far as guns go, I'm actually more of a semi-auto fan. I don't like full auto all the time.
I'm like a bit of both. I like my selector. Sometimes you need full auto, sometimes you just need like little taps.
It's like in Mass Effect. I always go with the Matic rifle. Every time.
Yeah. Honestly, I think they did the balancing in this game is pretty well. There's just a few that are just a bit too like standout-ish.
MPT browsers. Why are Space Wolves the best of Space Marines? They're not.
They're not.
I don't like.
Yeah.
I'm an Imperial Fist guy. I like the boring ones. I like the boring yellow ones.
I like the Blood Angels. The Blankles.
I heard a lie. I'm just saying, bolters are best, and no one trains harder with the bolter than this Imperial Fist. As far as Space Marines go, bolters are best. Other than that, the true weapon is the las gun.
Please, best weapon is battle cannon. Or, I'm sorry, best weapon is Vulcan Mega Bolter. Sorry, best weapon is the Volcano Lance.
Best weapon is las gun. Because he who doubts the las gun has never had to run through a field of 1,000 of them.
I mean, fair. I have killed a knight with las guns before.
Because even the Inquisition cannot touch them. To be fair, though, if you don't count the Phalanx, where's the chapter? Where's the chapter? What's the fucking word?
Also, the Inquisition touches people regardless if they should or not.
Yeah. The Fortress Monastery for the Imperial Fist. It's more of a fortress chapel, but where's it at? Oh yeah, it's on Terra. The Sentinels of Terra. The chosen guardian of the cradle of humanity.
Look, Imperial Fists are only on Terra to make the custodians look better.
No, they're not.
They're the ugly friend that makes the hot friends hotter. Look, Imperial Fist fans, you can mold, but it's okay, you can't read.
Imperial Fists don't fight a Primarch only with 5 Space Marines and lose only one of them to gravity. No, we just held off a bulk of the arch enemy's forces at Terra with the Blood Angels and the White Scars. Which the White Scars, I like. I like the White Scars. I think they're very underappreciated.
Yeah.
Not to mention, Jacadai Khan has the best comeback of all fucking time.
Fair. I like Dark Angels. I think they're also pretty neat, but they just go way too hard.
I like Heresy or Dark Angels.
Yeah,
like
I do as well. I think the more modern ones go way too hard into shit, and I'm just like, no thanks.
No, the Emperor especially forbid everyone to mess with the Space Wolves. They originally meant to be what the Inquisition is nowadays. The Space Wolves were the executioners of the Emperor. That's just what they were. Don't get me wrong, I like Space Wolves, they're just not my favorite.
Yeah.
But honestly, as far as Space Wolves cool, I do like them. They are they're very much like the Imperial Fist in the regard of they actually respect their human comrades at arms, for the most part.
I imagine their comrades at arms have a statistical amount of losses due to alcohol poisoning.
With the Emperor kind of dying and all. Terra did not fall, though. It didn't. Yeah, the Emperor kind of dying and all, but...
Oh, Terra didn't fall. Yeah, that's because fucking Imperial Fists had help.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. They're very good at organizing and combined arms warfare. And siege warfare. And fortress warfare.
Someone just pull up the really fucking awesome picture of Sanguinius in front of the Infinity Gate.
No.
Yes. Look, I like the Hawk Boy, but goddamn, fucking half the shit he did while still injured from the fucking Bloodthirster.
But yeah, no, honestly, even with the Space Marines, though, I don't care for Space Marine much these days.
That's
I just
fair.
go with Imperial Guard.
Honestly, I'm kind of the same. Like,
Yeah.
some of their stuff I think is neat. Like, I still like my Blangles, but most of the time I'm just like, eh.
You know how about
Imperial
Fox?
Guard.
I'll give you that. Terra didn't fall because the Iron Warriors quit early. Honestly, I kind of see that as part of the plan. Maybe Dorn even planned that out. Just let him suffer his allies long enough. He'll quit. He's a fucking quitter.
Look,
What about Sisters? I like Sisters in Battle.
Yeah, I think
they're
they're
a very good complementary force to Imperial Guard.
honestly, they're one of the armies that I'd be interested in collecting. Though one of the really cool changes that I see pretty commonly is removing the boob plate and making it like a more uniform like thing across the chest. And I've seen it; it just looks so much nicer.
Yeah, Sisters of Battle. Okay. Yeah, no, I like the Sisters of Battle. I do have a small strike force of them, usually just to ally with my Imperial Guard.
I really like their new like warsuit models. I think they look so sick.
Von Falkenstein. I made an error judgment when I started 40k. I lured myself in by Zinch. If I did research a bit longer, I would have gone Tau. I love long-range combat more than CQC.
Yeah, I would have gone with Imperial Guard right away, but I went with Space Marines at first.
Yeah. My brother does Tau. I've got really good at fighting Tau over the ages.
God, one of the things that I find like really funny. So like my father is pretty damn old. Like, he was in his 30s, I think, when he had me.
Oof.
And like he was like from that age where like he was in the Canadian reserves when like the Tiananmen Square shit happened and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he's like he's one of those people that's like, oh yeah, communism's super bad. Oh god, no. And his favorite 40k faction is the Tau. He just likes how they look.
Yeah. Damn commies.
And it's the funniest thing to me.
My army's in order of acquisition: Tau, Necrons, Imperial Guard, and Dark Angels. Yeah.
God, fucking
NPCs still butthurt that I like Imperial.
the
Fists
names
over
in this
Space
goddamn game. God, fuck. Occasionally, you just see some really weird shit.
As I said, don't get me wrong. I actually do have a lot of spec for Space Wolves. One of my favorite stories that was made about them was actually, was it Voldemort's Guide to Warhammer when he did Space Wolves? That was a pretty good one. But Voldemort does a lot of good lore stuff.
Anytime I fought the Space Wolves on tabletop, though, I'll be real, I kind of just tabled them.
Yep. Every time. My Imperial Fist fucking decimated my buddy's Space Wolves.
Mm-hmm. Although there was all sorts of weird stuff in my gaming group. Like how I accidentally started an arms race for knights because I was one of the first people to get a knight. This was like a fair bit after they were out, but just no one really had them. But when I got one and started bringing it to games fairly frequently, people were having issues dealing with it. And so, like, several other people went out and bought knights, and we eventually started doing, like, knight fight nights.
No, the Space Wolf stuff does not really convert well in tabletop. But back when I did this is a 7th edition, so
Yeah.
when I fought the Space Wolves last. Honestly, not a lot of people where I live now play Space Wolves.
Yes. Either way, this has been a fun night of chats and
Oh yeah,
stuff, but we should wrap it up.
Night Fight City.
Yes, it was a lot of fun. We all had a knight, we placed it in a corner of the table, and we fucking fought it out. It was great.
In 7th edition, I lost all respect for knights, though, when my fucking dreadnought with an assault cannon just fucking ripped one a new one.
I mean, assault cannons
Rending.
can because rending, but...
It just did. It just rendered the shit out of it.
Happened to, yeah. I don't know. Knights were fucking hilarious. And just the arms race, there's all sorts of shit around it where, like, I knew 2 different people who made lists to deal with the knight. And, like, one of them was taking their Wraith Knight with the D cannon or whatever, flamethrowers.
Yeah.
Either way, fun times. But
Oh yeah.
thank you all for coming out. I greatly appreciated it. Next time I will be playing Signalis. It will be back to spoopy shit. I'll have my heart rate monitor. We'll do all the fun stuff. So
Yeah.
thank you guys for coming, and I will see you next time. Peace.
Imperial fights are best.
False. Ah!
Hi! God! Jesus fuck! BPM now? I break.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh fuck!
Game over, man!
Game over. Game over, man.
That dummy dick ass really does catch lead like movies. Just put magnets in there for implants. Jesus.
Hey, bitch.